Lurker. Hey-o. What's up, Brendan? Hey-o, Frank. So look what I found. I'm gonna have to order some more of this. What's up, Clay? So this is pretty embarrassing. But when I was a young kid, like I don't know, fourth or fifth grade, we'd go to my grandmother's house, and there was I was big into like sports cards, and at my grandmother's house there was a sports card store right down the street, and they'd take me down there and let me like waste hours because there was really nothing to do. Um, so I'd go in there, look at baseball cards for a couple hours, and the same shop, half the store was was sports cards, and the other half was a magic shop. So um, I I used to buy these little magic tricks, but I found something in my desk drawer over there that I bought back then, and it's called flash paper. And you see like magicians use it. And I guess at some point I have burned up this entire pad, but I still have like little pieces left. I'm gonna take it home and I'm gonna take it home and let the bean play with it. It was magical, wasn't it? Flash pads. So you can order that stuff apparently. Um, just doing magic tricks, AJ. Um, yes, Burns went through the book and he says, I just looked at it to make sure. It was a mini Hellcat in the Mac, the Teeny Root in the Mini Mac, and now it's the MP in the Nitwit. Uh, is it an MP Fat or is it just an MP? Burns, is it MP something or MP nothing? Hello, Darius. Hello, Kyle, Clay, Morgan, Tom, everybody. We're just hanging out, playing with fire. So here's my next question. Highly entertaining. Damn, that's quite the accolade coming from Hella. I don't feel like Hella just throws around uh, compliments all willy nilly. Highly entertaining. Wow. Thank you, Hella. Let's just go with MP. It's not really fat. So here's my question. So I restored this bait. I should have taken a picture of it to show you how gnarly it was before I got started, but I didn't. Um, but the bait has a little bit of a, I would say, cult following. This is an Epic Eric type bait. It's an oddity. Um, some of you may recognize it, I'm sure. Doesn't have any of the hardware on it. But it was a nasty chrome color when I received it. And what on earth is that thing? You've never seen these? Young BBC? Well, it's supposed to have hardware on it. And I have it all removed right now, but I will be, because I had to polish the hardware out. Um, but I'll be putting it back on here momentarily. But I'm waiting for somebody to name it. Eric has indeed talked about these before. There you go. So, anybody know what it's called? A auger. The step hole walker, close. It would make a good alias if somebody wanted to create a new YouTube handle for spamming. Where are we at here? Right there. So this will give you another tip, Brendan. You're supposed to have that on it. So very odd, very oddly designed. Here's something else about it. Got a really loud rattle in it. Hence the name. I'm sure there's somebody out there. There you go, Chris. Chris hit it. The Johnny Rattler. Where's Eric when you need him? So that's a Johnny Rattler. They're weird. They're pretty limited availability. You don't see them. I guess you could probably find them. I don't think they're so rare that they're not findable, but they're out there. I need to look and see how this hardware goes on. I don't think this. I don't know. It's got all these cuts in it, Burns. You can't. There you can see it. You see all those slices? I guess they catch water. Yeah, they're not your everyday bait you just see. But I've never thrown one. I've never owned one. I found this one beat up locally a while back. Picked it up, saw it laying there, and said, "I'll give this guy a nice, sexy bone paint job," because from the factory they're not appealing. Let's see if I can find a picture of one stock. It's freezing in here. But they made two sizes. I think they made a small one, a 2-hook version, and the 3-hook. And I think the 3-hook is the shining SAR for the baits. I mean, they had some chrome ones, but I mean, most of the color patterns were pretty obnoxious. You know what I mean? So there wasn't a whole lot of great. I don't see great color selection. They're all, like I said, they're all pretty obnoxious. So I just put it in a nice kind of Plemonsy bone with some nice, just a nice, clean little useful lure. So, but my question is, that's taking me 10 minutes to get to, is that was a pretty popular bait. I feel like there was a lot of guys that liked it, and it's got weird stuff on it, weird little grooves cut in it. Like I said, I've heard people say they like that. bait. Epic Eric, other people. This one, on the other hand, never heard anybody say they liked it. Similar groove concept. The Orion. The Rick Clunn crankbait. Burns knows. What do you know about the Orion, Burns? Did it pique your interest? That is wacky. So they had two of these. They had a shallow diving Orion and they had a deep diving Orion. And Burns says he wants to build an Orion clone and carve all these little grooves in a bait. He says he's really excited to try it. Looks like they don't line up now that I look at it. That's interesting. Yeah, it's just like a regular old lavender shad, like a Norman lavender shad. Great color. Won't be painting this. But I just have it for its novelty. But my question to you is, has anybody ever thrown this thing? The Johnny Rattler, I get it's passable. You know what I mean? Like, it's not completely gross. This, pretty repulsive. But I think they sold a few of them. But I don't, the knocker actually sounds really good in these. So kudos to the Orion. I would give it its best points for its knocker. Sounds incredible. I think that's the best thing it's got going for it. And a pointy nose. I do like that. Weird coffinish bill. Back fin, not necessary. But hell, they put such a thick coat of epoxy on this thing, they almost filled in all the grooves. Doesn't make any sense. Huh. I don't know. I have thrown the Orion. Doesn't do anything special, just a regular plastic crankbait. Well, that's lame. Its mystery is only exceeded by its power. Its mystery is only exceeded by its power. Its mystery is only exceeded by its power. Zoltan? What is that? Zoltan. What the hell is Zoltan? No, I've never seen Dude, Where's My Car? Big. My sealer would fill in the grooves. Ask me how I know. You have tried it, Burns? No way. Never seen Dude, Where's My Car? There's a Zoltan from Big. You're right, the creepy machine. I don't know. I don't know. Yes way, Burns. Do you still have it, Burns, or did it go into the landfill? No, Freddie Got Fingered or Dude, Where's My Car? No, I never liked Tom Green. And then y'all sent me down a Tom Green wormhole. So I started, when I was in here dicking around, I got hit with some recommendations, I guess, because we talked about it on YouTube. They hit me with some Tom Green recommendations. And I listened to some interviews with Tom Green talk about how he got started. And the dude was pretty revolutionary as far as what he did for like streamers. Like he was pretty much like the first streamer, and he would stream from his house, and pretty interesting. Like the dude's a lot smarter than he comes off because his humor is not amusing to me. Like it's not like well thought out. It's just dumb humor. Not even the dumb that I like. Like it's not even fart joke funny to me. Uh, he just acts absurd and like I don't know. I've never gotten Tom Green, um, but I did watch that whatever scene AJ told me to watch, and it was pretty funny. Um, I tried for the crawl markings on a bait. Oh, oh, I see. I see. Let me look up. I need to figure out which way this piece goes on the front of the Johnny Rattler. I need to see the nose. Does it face in or out? In. Okay. I can do that. This one's got a little bump in it. Oh, I'm supposed to have two on here. Whoops. I don't really need the second one, but I'll put it on there anyway. I'll put it on there anyway. I've got it. Why not? I don't need missing parts. I don't want somebody to have this and they're missing a integral part of the design of the Johnny Rattler. Tom Green is on TikTok and goes live all the time. Dude's got him a spot of land that's pretty nice. He didn't strike me as a spot of land kind of guy. All right, let's see here. All right, we're rattling. The two LeBaron is the best. His dad gets him a car that says #1 son on the front license plate, and he's standing there with his brother Freddie, #1 son. That's me. I was telling AJ, I think the dad was the best character in the whole movie, and I only saw like a couple clippets, but every time I saw the dad, he was like going nuts, and it was really funny. He was really funny. All right, what is this? I always take these things apart and then just throw the parts here, like it's like, oh, you won't get confused when you put that back together. I always do. Let me turn this buzzer off so it's not annoying everybody. But I had a really hard task today in the paint room. I had to match a soft plastic color, and it was not easy. Like it was one of those colors. I think it's because mainly what's going on here? I think it was because mainly of the name. The name of the color is Green Goddess. And I kept looking at the bait and trying to make it green. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, am I not able to see this? And I just like stared at it and I was like, that's not green. Like there's nothing green on here. Like it's kind of green, but it's not. I couldn't figure out the name with the bait because it wasn't like that green. So I kind of tossed around the idea: do I make it like more green, or like how do I make this thing like a green goddess? And I was like, no, you don't do that. You just try and match the paint. And then I started looking at it, and I was like, what colors are these? Like I couldn't like. It was very very confusing because they were like so muddied up. There was only like hints of color. but it wasn't brown and it wasn't green and it wasn't blue, but it was like if you threw them all in a cup and you mixed them up and you got this weird, like just neutral color. Uh, I think it was. I think over at Huddleston they have tapped into new colors on the spectrum that haven't previously existed. Um, but probably sepia. Probably. I should have probably asked the Brotherhood first, Brendan, and they would have given me the recipe immediately. Looks like some white and sepia back. Yep. I can go get it if you want to see it. It should be dry by now. It's probably still gassing off, but we'll stink it up in here for a minute. Why not, Brendan? You want me to gas myself? Sure. All right. So, hope Dennis doesn't watch this. Do names move baits? Yes. 100%. So here is the color. And if you look at the back, like it's not really black and it's not really blue, but it's kind of got brown looks to it. But that's the color that's called Green Goddess. And it looks a little different in I don't know. Like if I looked at this color, it wouldn't scream Green Goddess to me. Fastback green for sepia. Probably. It's probably what this was painted with. But so I was confused. I was confused. So, and there's something odd on this bait. So if you notice the little shamrocks, it's for the guy who it's for. But you can't see the blue in mine, but if you hold them up similar, you can see it. Well, you can't see it, but mine's got blue kind of interference in it. But it's the way it's the side. You gotta see it from the side. But I got as close as I could. Like if you look at them, like if the light weren't so bright, you could see. But anywho, it was really tricky. It's a lot more blue than green, but that was not a fun match. Like you can see a little blue in the tail. Can't see it in my bait. My colors aren't showing up. Too faint. Passes the eye test. Yeah, that's close enough. But he wanted Barnes, I needed a darker back. If I really wanted to like match this one, this one shows up darker on camera, but in person, this one actually has a darker back. It's pretty damn close though. The stripe, the difference is this one has like a real, because it's such a big bait, like the stripe of dark going down the back is a lot more pronounced. than what mine is, because mine's real narrow. But there you can kind of see it. See how narrow mine is compared to how big it is on the HUD. There you can see. There you can actually see my color match where it looks like accurate. So. But it was tricky. Oh yeah, I should have. I started looking at it and I was like, yeah, I probably should have sprayed like halfway down the bait, like Burns is saying, and like made it more pronounced. But I painted it like I would paint a regular fishing lure. Not. I matched the color of this, not like how far it faded down. I probably should have done that to take up some of the real estate. The white was tricky too because it's not really white. I don't have anything like pure white. Like, that's white, and this is like this kind of milky, creamy color. It was difficult. Any story behind the shamrock? Yeah, it's Dennis the Menace's thing. So if you look at any of the custom Huddlestons and there's a shamrock on the tail. It's a custom from Dennis, and he likes them. He likes putting them on his baits, and his son actually got that one painted for him. I guess as a Christmas present. So he wanted a shamrock painted on it, and I sat over here and tried to cut a shamrock stencil, but my X-Acto was so dull, I couldn't get a clean cut. So I just went to Hobby Lobby and found little holographic shamrocks, and they were pink, and I painted them and put them on there. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's the problem with different shaped baits. I had to try and match paint from a blade bait, and replicating overspray isn't easy. That's true. Yeah, the paint all lands differently on whether how round the shoulders are or straight off or whatever. Yeah. But I guess I need to get this in the mail today. Do a the only thing that sucks is that like it looks good for like a picture when you put them side by side, but the shamrock really, your focus goes straight to that and kind of takes away from the whole motif of the bait. Later, Burns. I think what the what you see on these, Brendan, is the reason is the color is weird is because I don't believe the plastic is crystal clear when it starts, right? So I think the bait starts out with a little amber tint to it. So then when you add like pearls to it, it's not just like, it doesn't start out just like white. So it's got that, I think the Plastisol is tinted. I don't know, but Brendan, I have a couple very rare Huddlestons. You haven't seen my Huddleston collection? If somebody were a collector, these would be, I would think, they're not like prototypes, but like for like modern stuff, if you like collected Huddlestons, these things are so sticky to the back. If you collected Huddlestons, These would be a good addition to a collection. So, see the shamrock on the tail? This is a kid's pool toy. So there's no hook, no harness, no nothing in this bait. It is just a beautiful pink trout Huddleston. Eight-inch. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. The kids don't get those yet because they're in their destructive phase. So I know as soon as I let them play with that, it would have no tail and it would be totally destroyed. So I don't I'm not willing to let that be destroyed, that beautiful pink trout be destroyed just yet. So I guess I need to put staples back in this the way it was stapled. If I have staples. So they staple them like right under the tail. There I go, see? Yep. That didn't work. I need one of those fancy AJ staplers for stapling. These are stapling nice hard surfaces. What is wrong with this piece of junk? Oh, my staples fell out. What is wrong with this thing? Stupid ass stapler. I hate staplers. Is that all I've got? No, it's not. Grizzly, are you a Huddleston collector? All right, well, that's not working. Let's see. So this is a color that I think I'm the only person on earth that has. So Dennis painted this to match my blue crab crankbait. Pay no attention to the model of the bait. But this was his match to my blue crab. He did me like an Okeechobee crawl color, like green and blue. So I've got some oddities that are like one-off paints. That's another Okeechobee crawl kind of color. Green pumpkin. Look how chewed that 1 minus is. Man, that thing, I can't tell you all the number of fish I've caught on this. I can't tell you the number of fish I've caught on this thing. Insane number of bass have been landed. Need some cranks in the blue crawl. The blue crawl's good. A buddy of mine almost won a ABT on it this year. I won't say which one. I won't say which lake and what time of year, but didn't get him on day 2. Oh, Okie crawl. I've that was a color I did. I've done multiple versions of it. I did one back in my Texas days, and they were really they turned out really good. Let's see if I can find them. I could probably do those again because I don't think they were too terribly painful, if I recall. Let me find a picture of one. Let me find a picture of one. I did multiple versions. Let me get back to the Texas days, the Texas era, which was probably my best. No, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was my best. Some of my best stuff came out of there. My crawl came from that era. Still looking. Did any of you guys get those? Did anybody here buy one of these when I listed these? With the blue blades? Mine I did wasn't a crawl though. Mine was a bluegill. Sean, that's up to you. So here's one. Those were pretty badass. Travis, was yours similar to that or different? Let's see some other ones I did. I had a guy send me a bait and want me to do it. He wanted me to match a hematoma sweet beaver. Hematoma is a swirl color if you haven't seen one. That one was fun. Find my other ones. There's one little. It's similar. It's a little darker, but those were badass. 28 comments, 900 likes. Man, the glory days. The glory days of the gram. Let's see. Oh yeah, yours was at I forget what they call that color, Travis. Um, Yours is more in the greeny blue. Pretty color though. I've got a bait similar that I caught them really good on in Texas. 1.5. This was, I think, the last time I went to Fayette. I caught them on this one. Caught them on both of these. But similar, not totally, but they got the same color belly. But yours is a little more green, though. Yours would probably look closer to those. These catch them. These catch them. That was the bait I was throwing when all the guys were surrounding me, throwing Texas rigs and Carolina rigs in the timber at Fayette, and the guy, there was two old guys, not old but older, fishing close enough beside me. And when I tell you, like, we were putting on a clinic, it's mainly me, but like I was hammering them, cranking the trees in Fayette, and there was like 4 or 5 other boats in there in that same little wad of timber, and they were Carolina rigging. There was one dude at the mouth of it throwing like water dogs, like live ones, and then the other guys were just like Texas rigging. And the dude got close enough to see what I was throwing, like you could tell I was throwing a crankbait, and he started swimming his like lizard or whatever he was Texas rigging, and I was watching because he's like, "Are you throwing a crankbait?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Man, you're catching them." I was like, "Yeah, they're biting pretty good." And he didn't go and like tie on something else. He just started, rather than like let his bait sink, he would just throw it out there and like let it sink a little bit, and then just start like reeling it in and like pumping it kind of. But I don't think that I never saw anybody else catch a fish. They acted like it was weird um, to see somebody cranking that stuff, but mm, mm, Carl marks on that crankbait or AJ ish? No, Brendan, you need to get your eyes checked, bro. Nobody has answered me. What are the dive depths in action on an MP and a nitwit? The nitwit is kind of an anomaly. 6 inches, 6 cents is more like it. Um, we've talked about the nitwit before. Yeah, different action. I don't. We Morgan and I have talked about what the nitwit does, and we don't really know, but we have an agreement that one thing it does do is catches the shit out of fish, and we don't know really why or how or like what's appealing, but it does. Um, yeah, it's just it's odd. The um, the MP kicks pretty hard. Um, it doesn't roll a lot either. It's got a pretty side to side. It's got a little roll to it, but not a lot. Um, but for a smaller bait, it puts out a pretty good pump. Um, The yeah, they're all going to be 3 to 4, 5 foot baits. If you, I mean, 5 if you really crank, slow and small line. But I would say you get 4 foot, be safe. 5. Uh, as a June bug crank, only for Epic Eric, only for the Bass Lab. He can have June bug. Although, if we go back to the infancy of tacklecraft, we'll find similar things. 2-pack. Oh, there's one, Travis. This one's got weird facial. You can't see it, but it's got a green back. That one was cool. Where is that picture? I posted it really, really long ago. And I did some weird graphics on it. Oh, there it is. This is from 2014, and I made I took my favorite natural colored reaction sweet beef, which was sprayed grass, and I made it into a crankbait. That one was actually pretty awesome. You can't see all the purple in it, I guess, because of the camera. But man, it's back when I was cool. 2014. So yeah, I've sprinkled in like weird stuff like that throughout the years. There's a Grinnell from 2014. Nobody liked that picture. There's a Ninja Turtle. 33 people like that one. Oh, novelty. Oh, novelty. So Jonas Summers help a dude on the Brotherhood. Bring us the bait ball. I actually saw when I was going through the Brotherhood posts, looking at AJ's post, I started looking myself up, and I saw where I threw a bait ball picture out there. Some dude was like, "How do you do those?" I posted mine. I was like, "You literally just cut out the stencil of like the shape of the fish, and then you just put it on the bait." Working on a color match of my favorite soft plastic color. Green pumpkin blue is going to be real difficult, AJ. Have I done a June bug for tacklecraft? No. I've only done Eric's. I did do, yeah, all those 1.5s. Those were all for Eric. I did the we did the Firebug, which was the June bug orange. That one. Obnoxiously bright. Yeah, I went to a lot. I went to a lot for that. Um, that June bug drop. Like I had it. I had it in my mind how I wanted to do it. So I drew up the Epic Eric for the bait on the side, and then I had a dude 3D print a stencil that fit around the bait, and had all that shit done. Like I had really nice stencils made for having that done, and the problem um, the problem was when I did that. Like I had all that done to do that one run of baits on a 1.5, and after it was done, I guess Eric didn't really understand how I had the stencils and all that kind of stuff made, and other people. And once those were over, people were like, "Oh, do Junebug on this bait," and or I did. I think I did. I might have done Junebug on one of Eric's other baits, like a I don't know, maybe those whatever those other shallow diving ones were, or 1 minuses, or whatever it was. People were like complaining. They were like, "It doesn't say Epic Eric on the side." I'm like, "Yeah, that they're not going to. Like, it's all like that was one bait. That stencil was made for that bait. Like, that was it." So I got a lot of dirty messages about people's June bugs not saying Epic Eric on the side. Uh, is the weed kicker in? Or are things a little blurred today? It was probably my camera. I know. I know. It's really offensive that every I'm trying to think what we did it on. It might have been on those Lord Jensen's that people got enraged. But that was fun. I'm glad I don't have to do those ever again. We, we can all yes, Hella, I will write it on the side, or I will sign your baits with your names on them. If that's what you request, I will write your initials or your name, as long as you're okay with shitty penmanship. Jeremy, an interesting thing, if you go back and watch that Fritz on Bass After Dark, they just added a little YouTube short. And Fritz said that the most important color on a bait is the belly, which is odd. Uh, Legitimately, can you write the Burns model on my bait next to your signature? Uh, I could write Nitwit and I could write MP. Yeah, I certainly can. Maybe I could do that for everybody if there is any confusion. But if that's the most important color on a bait, fish for the last 50 years have only been seeing orange, chartreuse, white. That's it. So the three most important colors to David Fritz in his methodology would be orange, white, or chartreuse. Gator, there is a, let's see, can I post a link? Share? Hold on, it's running slow. Copy link. Yeah, let me copy it. Will that work? Is that not clickable? No, it doesn't like that's a clickable link. Or you can just go to patreon.com/tacklecraft, and that should take you there. It is clickable. It's not on my end. It just shows. It just shows the. It just shows Tacklecraft highlighted. I can't believe how much Fritz said he fished a crankbait off the bottom. Yeah, it'd be interesting to share a day on the lake with Mr. Fritz. I'd like to see what he's. I wonder what he's learned since LiveScope about his cranking. I'm sure that helps him, like, see how, like, what kind of depth he's getting out of his baits. That would help. I figured that would help a guy out, help a feller out. So I will tell you, I do have other Burns baits that I haven't spoken of yet, and I hope maybe they'll get done. I have something I ordered for them, for one of them, and I'm waiting on it to get here. And once it arrives, I'll be able to complete them. But I don't know when that's going to be. It'll be before New Year's. I was hoping to be before Christmas, but I don't know. It'll probably be between New Year's and Christmas. But no red bills. Brennan, I guess it would be a combination of those two. One of them is. Put Nitwit and MP on all. Dorito bills. Yes, Eric has been slaving away in the Bass Lab, custom painting me a run of Dorito lips. Oh no, Brendan, not shitty 1- clones. Although Burns 1- clone is nasty. I was very, very shocked at how accurate his clone ran to an actual 1-. I can tease you one of them. And that's not a Burns, but it's Burns's handiwork. The rear hanger? It's because Ed Chambers built it. Scott, that is exactly what that is. That is exactly what that is. You just don't recognize it because it doesn't have any scribbles from Ed on the bill. Because Burns ripped that shit out. And he said, no, no, no. Let's make this thing, let's make this thing thump. So I might have some of those. And I have another bait. Hickey's a badass bait. I think I like the Hickey better than I do a mutt, and I know people love the mutt, but I like the. I just like the profile of the Hickey. They're thin, but I just think it's a great shape. Move water, Sean. Need a wildlife burns drop with a wattle frog and a mini rat. Oh, that would be. I don't. You'd have to catch Burns in a good mood to get uh, two oddities. Scott, I thought that one. I honestly haven't been fishing in cold enough. Like I threw one last year on 15, but I don't throw one enough where it's like that big of a deal. Have more hickeys than any other balsa bait. I don't know that there's a bait I won't throw on 15, Scott. I'm trying to think that you say that if there, like, is there a crankbait I won't throw on 15-pound big game? I don't think I've found it yet. I mean, I throw a deep baby in on 15. Uh, Throw it on 10. That's probably more appropriate. It's just so snaggy down here. You can't. You'd be losing damn hickeys faster than you could tie down polymer knot, dude. Hold on, I got sneezy. Whatever you want, Brian. Um, just put it in the send him an email or put it in the comments or something like that. I'm trying to think. Is there a? I think that's what I love about a deep baby in so much is that it's so small, but even on 15, that thing still kicks. Uh, what doesn't run on 15? I don't know. Scott, what doesn't run on 15? I'm sure there's something light and I mean, even all those like little bitty Burns flat sides that I would throw, those all ran on 15. I don't know. The color you did on the rat bane with the chartreuse, can I have that on both? I can try, Brendan. I can try. There's no guarantees. I remember it had some coppery to it. I will try and get close, but like I said, this is none of those paint jobs. None of those paint jobs for any bait I ever paint are ever exact. So who knows what I'm painting at the time. Did I never show the rat marines on Instagram? Wouldn't surprise me. There they are. Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's got a copper back with a chartreuse shoulder and some bars down the side and some. Yeah, I can do that. It had iridescent blue scales. Those are blue. They look silver. They look like white pearl to me. 3/8 inch baits don't love more than 12, in your opinion. I don't know. I mean, I could probably free up some wiggle, but I don't know that I've thrown a bait in the last few years that I really look, it's like I don't think I'm getting the most out of this bait due to my line diameter. Um, and if I do, I'll probably just stay away from that bait. Uh, Scales are pearl white. The bars shouldn't be blue. The bars should be. The bar should color shift from green to purple. Look again, Brendan. Hell is bragging. What are Funko Pops? I don't know. I've never heard that. Is that a bait? Funko Pops? Oh, it's like some sort of little action figure-y looking thing. Brennan, I'm looking at it right here, and they're not blue because I know what paint they're used. There's no way they're blue. Maybe with, I bet what happened is with the pearl white over the top of them, they probably have a blue glue to them. Pike don't like the rat brains. I know, hella, because that's that custom run. That's the custom run that I did with the pike repellent in them. Do you like the little Cassie? Brennan, you can swear they're blue. But they're not blue. This would be one of the other dilemmas I have in my DMs. Do you want them to be blue, or do you want them to spray the paint that I used on that bait? I can make them blue, or I can use what I used originally, and we can call it blue. Yes, just turn it into the purple guy. Scott did do a few little speedies. Those are cool baits. They're so ugly and odd. You can't. There's Scott's little speedies. Oop. Little Scotties. Scott was the inspiration for me to bring out that archaic stencil. Pete's Quiet Killer. I need to get one of those just to hang on the wall. Dudes arguing with painters about color. They're out there. They're amongst us, AJ. John, you like those? I thought they were pretty cool. Those were fun to do for once. Yeah. I don't know, AJ. I feel like Pete's bait is good, not as good as a speedy. I could see that. Isn't there very large variances in the speedies, whether they sink or float or what they do? I don't like, or is that just the man's thin man? Send me a picture, Brendan, and then we'll argue privately over what's blue. Or send me a video. Get out your fancy camera and do a nice, well lit turn so I can see. Or wait till tomorrow when you can get some good natural light so I can see what we're looking at here. Maybe I had to repaint yours, and maybe yours got blue. But in the picture I posted on Instagram, you can see a corner of the front. You can see the top of the scales glowing, and it is not, or the top of the bar is glowing, and it is not blue, it is green. The paints I was painting today started with, can you match this? Now we added that super fun word, exactly. Eee. What is the color, AJ? What is the color? We're interested. We're all invested now. What do you have to match exactly? Chrome? Sammy. All right. I'm going to get off of here. Uh, image scales. Oh, that's fun. All right. Let me get off here. I might do a live stream tonight, maybe, because the kids are gone. Let me see what Amy's doing, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Hello.